Okay, so now we are going to explain the Dynatrace topology model. We are going to show some charts here, and then we are going to go to the Live Dynatrace demo site to explain all the parts that are involved in the Dynatrace topology model. We have on the top of the model, we have the applications, all what it is presented to the user. We have down application, we have the service where we have the service instance, the group of service instance. Then we have a process group, the process group instance, and the hosts. Okay, so it is very important to understand what is the parts that are get involved in on the analysis. On the top of everything, it is the services, so we can check this topology on the Smartscape. Okay, here we have the Smartscape where we can check that on the top of everything it is the applications. There are the applications. We have 11. We are going to choose the Dynatrace Easy Travel to be, the application Easy Travel to be, and we see that it has one service, which is the Easy Travel web server that we can see. This is the service. Okay, so we are going to explain what is a service. The service is accept request and return results of an instrumented process. It is a server-side code executed inside a process group. Like for example, it can be detected on pure path, track each transaction. Like for example, orange, DB queries, customers hot, detection, etc., etc. Okay, so here we have the topology for services. Then we are going to see what are the processes that are running down the service running on Apache. It has the ET demo 1 front end load balancer. This is the process or the process group that it is servicing, or it is working with this service. We can see here the definition for process group. Okay, the processes, it is the execution of a computer program. We group this on the process group like a cluster of processes working together. Example, Tomcat, JBoss, etc. Apache. So we have here that this is the process group for Apache, for the Apache server. Okay, and we can see here how is the relationship on the Smartscape, on the service, who is calling each one of the services that we are looking here. Okay, this is the horizontal view of the service. Okay, we're going to see here. This is the topology for the process. We're going to expand this a little bit to explain what are the relationships for these processes. We have a lot of processes coming in and coming out of this process. Okay, we have this process. The arrows outside are the processes that are being called by this main process. All these and the arrows that are coming in it is there are the processes that are calling our ET demo front end. Okay, so this is the horizontal relationship that is shown by the Dynatrace Smartscape topology. Okay, so have to be very clear with the definition. What is a service? What is the process? And then we have a host, which is a physical or virtualized system source of compute memory and resources. We have on what host are working now. Are we working? Okay. So we go down again with the processes. Then we go down with the hosts. And here we have that the processes that on the application that we are working are running on the OpenStack Apache. It is on Linux. Okay, so we are going to expand here to see what is the relationship that this host has with other hosts under the topology. Here we have the OpenStack Apache, which is at the same time is calling another host, which is the OpenStack, and is calling the OpenStack custom front end. And then on the lower level of our analysis, we have the data centers. Okay, here we have the data centers. Okay, these data centers are probably could be a topology. There could be a local host, or probably could be a topology installed on the cloud, which could be an Amazon Web Services, Docker, Azure, or Cloud Foundry. Okay, this is something that we are going to be to see afterwards, but it is very important to understand that this lower part where hosts are running these data centers could be part of a largest topology, which could be monitoring by Dynatrace using Amazon Web Services, Docker, or Azure. Okay, so then we're going to go down, and then we are going to start exploring transactions and services. Remember that we are speaking about the top, the services are working for the application, and the services can be monitoring using service flow, calls from and to the services, the service backtrace origin, and pure path. Okay, so we are going to explore here the services. This is all the monitoring services that we are working with. Okay, so we are going to choose this, the SF dictionary services. We have like these services is using 3.net. It has been called by one services. It is not it is not calling anything. We have the requests, what is the time for the CPU, and what are the requests that we are working with. Okay, so here we have the view service flow. The view service flow shows us how it is working with the another services. We can check the pure path. Okay, these are all the performance for this service. Okay, also we can do a backtrace analysis. For example, you can do a backtrace to see who is calling this service. Okay, so these are the incoming requests to this service. This service is called by the load driver service. So this is all the analysis that we can do, and we can click to expand what is happening with the service that is calling the SF dictionary service, and we can see how are the request behavior, what are the fail requests to the service from the load driver service to the SF dictionary service, what is happening with that. Okay, we can see this service flow. Okay, so how this load driver service is calling the SF dictionary, and it is calling again a load driver service. Okay, this is the pure path. Also, we can see the backtrace of this service also, and see who is calling the load driver service. Okay, we can try with another service and see that we have this Easy Travel web server, which has a problem with it has a user action duration degradation. Okay, the problem it has is that the response time is climbing up. So we can start what are the problematic requests. Okay, and what is happening with this degradation. Okay, we can see the service flow to get what is the problem of this service. We have that this service is calling the .NET front end, which is having a problem of time contribution. The problem it is right here on the .NET front end Easy Travel. So we can research what is happening with this service. Okay. Also, we can analysis who is calling the Easy Travel web service. The Easy Travel web service is being called by the Easy Travel 2B. So for sure, if we are having problems with the service with the Easy Travel web servers, for sure this Easy Travel 2B is getting a problems because it also been affected by the degradation of the Easy Travel web server. Okay, so this is very important to understand how it is working. Okay, so the information that we have is that we have a problem with this service, with Easy Travel Web Service 8999. So now we are going to explore what the databases. We can understand that Dynatrace treats the databases as services, so we can go and explore each database, even to the very transaction statements, like for example, the SQL transaction, the SQL modifications, SQL queries or procedures for this database, which is a Easy Travel Business, and it is in Oracle. So we can even go and analyze all the queries that has been executed during this time for this database. Okay, Also, the databases are treated as services, so we can do an analysis of backtrace to see who is calling this database. This database is being called by journey service, authentication service, booking, GMEs, and RMI services. Okay, and we can see how is the performance of the services that are calling this database. Okay, also we can explore if it has any problems. Okay, we see that we have the total database access and there are no failed connects right now. Okay, so this is the main part for the analysis. Now what we can explore is how is the problem is detected. We see that we have a problems on the problems. We see that we have a problem with on the easy travel application. So we do click. Okay. We see what are the business impact. We have that we have a 180 impacted user. We have one impacted application. We do click here. And we get the report of what is happening. The current response time, it still is the auto-detected baseline. We see what is happening. And we see that the problem is that we have two services compromised. What is the problem with the users? What are the top 3 included domains that are affected by this degradation? Okay. We see that we have a top JavaScript errors. Okay. And can get the full details here. What is the problem with this analysis? We can see the Smartscape view of what is happening with this service. We see that this is the service affected, so we can go down and see what are the processes that are impacted by this problem. Okay, we go back to problems, and okay, we can explore another problem. and here we can explore what is the root cause for the problem. The problem, it is a 100% CPU usage. Okay, remember, we go to the application, then we drill down, we explore the root cause, and what is very important is that we are going to explore the visual resolution path of what is happening with the problem evolution. We go here, where was the problem, the start of all the problem was here on the web service, and it started evolving during all this time, almost all night problem, focus here on the web request service and the ASP.NET. And then we see that after all night, the problem has been controlled, and right now, we are still having this problem because it is still on red. Okay, so right now we are still having problem with this. We can reproduce the time frame of the problem here on the visual resolution path. Okay, so this is a very short summary of the kind of analysis that we can make on Dynatrace. Next, we are going to continue exploring the other options for monitor, like hosts, applications, and then we're going to see how to deploy and the settings of Dynatrace.